No.
YouTube, what is up? We are back. And this time I've got my beautiful wife here with me. Look, we had an earlier video where I was talking about how an Asian guy married a Jewish woman. There's some comments there about people wanting to know how we met and all that. So I figured we'd bring my lovely wife into the next episode and talk a little bit about how we met, or rather why we met, and how that diverges from the path people usually go, right, Jay? And, sometimes you have to go away from the path where everybody goes to succeed in life. You don't always have to follow the same path everybody goes through.
No, you don't. You have to stay true to yourself.
So, Jay, how did we actually meet? It's been over a decade, hasn't it? We're oldies now.
Long time ago, back in God knows when. No, was it been like 12? How long?
It was over a decade ago. Yeah, it was over a decade ago.
So, it was through like a hard experience I had to go through. I've gone through many challenges, as we all have, and basically, I was looking for someone to have like a friendship with that was going through a similar experience that I was going through, which was a separation.
Yes, we were both we were getting divorced, but we weren't divorced yet, meaning like the papers weren't signed. So we were in like this
separation
no man's land of being separated, but not yet completely divorced.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, it was easy for me to meet people. I'm a very friendly person, and
She was pretty attractive. She drew a lot of whistles.
My looks are deceiving in a way that I'm not about my looks. I never have been, but I've been an actress my whole life trying to fit into the mold of what everyone expected of me and from me. So I only went on Match.com, which was extremely embarrassing for me. It's not because I couldn't meet someone. It was because I met a lot of guys. Believe me, I'm not fooling myself. It was because I saw there was a button that said separated. And I was like, okay, cool, okay. And then I got an email from this person over here, my husband.
Now your husband.
Yes, because I was going through a separation. Yes. We got through that. So yeah, so my husband sang, who's here. What he wrote to me was just very kind. It said, going through a similar situation. I'm going through a separation. And I was like, wow, interesting. And he just he's like, if you ever want to just get together and chat.
Yeah.
And that's what drew me to him.
That was it.
But
what?
You did have
Oh, no, you don't have to say that.
I went through his profile, his Match.com back in the day.
Yeah.
I think it still exists. And,
no, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, but then they have like...
Match.com exists. My profile doesn't exist.
Yeah, but in his profile, when we go back to the looks, nice guy, writing like, pure from the heart, I assumed. And there was a picture of him in the mirror, with the selfie, showing his body. So part of me is like, what is this about?
Off.
You had your shirt off.
Yes.
So in a way, we
true.
go back to looks because we live in a materialistic world, and it's like about about our appearance, but not much. Yeah. It's an illusion as well.
I come clean. I admit it. Look, I mean, it's totally the case, right? The match at that time, I think it was the only one that had this special tick box for people who are like separated, meaning like basically.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like searching.
But what it let you do is you could find everybody else on Match who was also in that same situation.
Yes.
And that's basically what was going on. I mean, yeah, I did that photo, and we're both not going to lie. We were both, to some degree, had some initial level of some kind of physical attraction. Like, you can't have nothing, right? There was that, but that was like a backseat thing to the more important thing, which was...
That's not true. That's not true for me. What attracted me to you was your email, and when I met you at the Japanese restaurant back in New York City, he had something that was very symbolic to me, because I went to the Philippines, I volunteered, I stayed with a very wealthy family. I was modeling there, stereotype. And I always knew I was going to go back to the Philippines because I've been a humanitarian my whole life. I volunteered since I was a little girl. And he told me that his father was a diplomat. He's still volunteering and helping out people that are not even his own kind because he's Korean. That's what he's doing. He's 90 years old and still doing that. So that clicked for me. I'm like, oh, wow, that must be in his genetic, DNA or whatever, generational. So that's what really attracted me to you, was First, the email. Well, separation. The email. The picture, not really. Not really.
Oh, come on.
No, because
It was
I'm not into that. As I said, looks are deceiving. No, we all age. I mean, this
I
plastic
thought you
surgery.
said you were going to bring that up in this video.
I'm being the whole point of FoFty is to reveal the truth.
That's
so
true.
I
That
don't
is
want
true.
to lie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was attracted to your soul. So of course, he's Korean. What do I look like? I mean, I'm everything, but I'm Jewish. I'm Caucasian, right? I'm American, but I look into people's soul. I look into their eyes, and I could just see like a genuine, nice person in there that was going through a tough time, and that's what really attracted me to you. Also, you did not want to tell me where you were living at that time, which he was living. What was it, Park Avenue or Madison Avenue? One of those, in a very nice place.
Yeah.
Yes. So you didn't tell me that. You didn't reveal that, which I liked as well. And also, I'm the one that actually made the first move.
That's true.
And I like that as well because I was so used to guys just like.
Well, you know,
wanting me.
I'm so used to girls always. I mean, it's true. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie either. Like, I was somewhat attracted to you. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
you are and you were a very beautiful woman.
I was.
No, you are. And you were.
I'm aging, but aging gracefully.
Look, and
Fine.
so I'm not gonna lie. That was a factor, but like I was saying earlier, that was like a secondary thing. I think the main thing for me was the story that you were going through, that you had a very difficult time. It was a difficult time in your life, and like I really could relate to that. And then also the fact that you kind of made the first move, and just as you said, to me,
No, in a couple dates afterwards.
I understand,
A couple
but
days afterwards.
that kind of made me realize the situation you were in, and I was in that situation too, where I was like in a very bad place as well.
Well,
And so, like, you know, it was kind of like we're both in the middle of, like, you know, in the
turning
trenches.
point,
We're in the trenches, right, together, like
a
so.
turning point, a huge turning point.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all gone through obstacles. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going through an obstacle in my head right now, but we all have issues. It's just how we deal with them. So
That's
I was going at like a turning point in my life that I gave my all to my ex-husband, and I saw him achieve things through me while I was basically kind of in a way buried alive. And I was looking for support. I was just looking for support, someone to relate to. And that's part of my mission, using my obstacles to help others.
Yeah.
So basically, I do remember, it just came back to my head because I put Match.com way out of my head. It's been a long time, but I believe in my profile, I wrote about what I was looking for. I wasn't looking, I think I said something like, I'm going through this is really hard. If there's anyone else going through this.
I think I recall that.
I wasn't like, I'm looking
Trust me,
for...
I wasn't like emailing like every single search result.
I don't know how many people.
I wasn't.
I wasn't emailing anyone.
In fact, I think you were like the only one I sent that separation email request to, actually.
Okay.
But I mean, the thing was, it took something pretty significant in both of our lives to get together. And before we met, we were kind of living the life the standard way, right?
I always envisioned a certain person that I was going to marry, and I did. And I realized that it's not what I wanted. So I went through that turning point in my life, and that person, actually, I give him credit. He got me to realize it's like a mirror image of like, do I want this or do I not want this? And it's actually something I didn't want. So it was a big turning point in my life. But at the same time, when I was going through separation, I was like, forget this. I'm just gonna like, just have this guy's would buy me this and that and try to wine and dine me. That I was like, if I didn't meet Sang, I would have gone possibly the whole opposite way, like the whole forget it. I'm done. I was just so
the
frustrated.
same thing probably in my case. If I didn't meet Jamie, I'd probably be having a lot of parties with whoever in coming to my Park Avenue apartment to have fun. But that wasn't what panned out. And thankfully, we met each other, and it wasn't easy. Like after we met, because it was kind of not normal even. Back then, it wasn't, like an Asian guy with a Jewish white woman together walking down the streets. I think today it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But back then, I mean, I'm 50 this year, and I'm not going to tell you her age.
No, I'm going to be 45 in December.
Yeah, we're not young people anymore. But back then, it was kind of like, going against the grain, right? And then there was a whole religion thing as well. And
yes,
to Jamie's point, she actually, and I was raised Christian, she actually got baptized, and, that's a whole other story how we went to California and joined the church that we joined, which was, again, a not normal thing you would think about when you see us in what type of a church we joined.
The oldest African American church in Palo Alto.
Yeah, we should do a
video on that one.
Yeah, because that's a good story too. Again, not going down the path of what everybody and what you yourself think is normal.
Yeah.
We were literally like the outliers, but they were so nice to us and they treated us as family. But anyway, like there was a lot of things we had to overcome, and then our families too.
Actually,
on top of that,
my family was upset that I actually married a non-Jew. So I had that before. I didn't marry a Jew. My ex-husband was not Jewish.
Yeah.
So on top of that, then
But then you came back then with an Asian guy who was also not Jewish.
But if I didn't meet you, I actually was going to go on the plane back to England. I was going to go back to England and live there.
Yeah. Well, that's how, life has these few moments where it's like a huge fork in the road.
Oh, yes.
And like, depending on you go A or B, it's going to like completely change everything downwards from there. And that was one of your moments, right? Where it's like not going to...
That was a big moment. That was hard. That was definitely, because my dream was always to live in England. And I lived there for a year, but I couldn't enjoy it because certain situations I'm looking into. So yeah, like I had a flight booked and I was supposed to go, and I had a decision to make. Was I gonna go and leave because I still had a spouse visa and I could have worked and lived there and made a life for myself, or was I just gonna give this a chance with this person who was my friend at first, someone that really was there for me and became my best friend and my life partner, which is sad.
And like, look at what happened after we met, right? Like, so everything then went down this pathway. And, we were moved to California, and then we moved to like Singapore, and now we're in our little sanctuary here in Bali. And, that's just an example of how like these few moments in your life can unravel in a very different trajectory, depending on what you do. And that's the point we're trying to share with everybody here is it's not about how we met, but it's actually really about why we met, because the why is the reason why we're here right now. And so to, when you face these forks in the road in your life, don't be afraid to take the path that's less walked on, right? Like, you don't have to keep following the path that everybody's been telling you, and then you yourself are telling yourself because you heard everybody telling it to you. That's not the only way to prosperity and happiness and success.
And the thing is, I did not know. I mean, when I was going through it, I was like, why am I going through this? This is so hard. Like, I had no idea. But look, even with just having children was very difficult. We could go into that in another video. Because I do want to share different
It wasn't like a smoothly paved road.
Nothing was smooth.
Yeah,
nothing was smooth.
like
Even
that.
when we got together, everything was against us.
There was a lot of bumps you had to turbulence.
Everything was against us. It's just how you handle the situation.
The thing that got us to get through it, though, was the fact
our faith
that
and hope,
and why we were together, which is based on a much deeper thing than
deeper soul,
like physical attraction or material this or that, right? And so even today we still have a lot of problems, but I tell you, all we got to do is just go back to like the why we were together, like, and that just trumps everything else.
Well, why are we together, in your viewpoint?
Well, we're together. Well, number one, we're so different, and so that serves as an example to show people that it doesn't really matter what you appear to be on the outside. It's really what matters inside of you, and that it can work that way, and it can cut across religions. It can cut across different races, and it can cut across different countries. In fact, it can cut across, honestly, anything, right? So that's the key, and that's what holds us together to this day is that understanding between us, and that's just never going to go away.
And then
I guess that might be it for this episode.
I would say our life passion. Our life passion is to get the truth out and to help as many people as I can. Because as I said, I've experienced a lot of different challenges and obstacles, and going through it, I just didn't have anyone to help, like to be like, okay, you went through this, and that's why it was very helpful when Simon came into my life that we were able to share such a horrible experience. My New Year's resolution, actually, for this 2024 was, when you're going through a challenge, look on the bright side of the challenge when you're going through it, not afterwards. That's the easy way. Some people don't even look at the bright side afterwards. But when you're going through the like, just laugh about it because it's going to get better. As long as you hold on to your soul and your inner wisdom, and you're just going to be guided through life. And it's going to be challenging if you do take the road less traveled. It is going to be extremely hard, and it's going to be times that you just say, "The heck with it."
But you also get rewards that you just can't get if you go down the path everybody else goes down to. And you know that just is a whole part of like FoFty, this FoFty movement we're trying to do together. And Jamie, my wife, is in FoFty. Like I know this is her first video in FoFty, but you know I fully expect her to be working with us together on building this out because she has a lot to add from her own experience as well, and another perspective which is like immensely important as we build this out.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you for including me.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you to some of the people that did message.
And thank you so much for leaving comments on the other video. And for tuning in. Look, we're like, what, 15 videos in a couple of months or a few months into this this YouTube thing. So we're really nobody. And, you know, the fact that you even bothered to click and watch this.
Don't say we're nobody. We are somebody.
Well, I mean, like, we're not like a big...
What is nobody?
Okay, we're not a big channel, so it requires more, like, you know, you won't even see us, right? Like, the fact that we even appeared on your feed is, like, a good thing. And then that you clicked on it to watch us. So thank you so much for taking the chance to listen to us. And you know, just leave a comment or hit the like or subscribe if you think this kind of information and sharing is helpful for you so that we can get the word out to other people as well. So till the next episode, peace out. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.